Back now with the problem plaguing Hampton roads, and your kids may get caught up in it. Gangs are invading neighborhoods, putting your safety and your family at risk. Our investigation is not on the latest act of violence, but what's being done to stop the next. Here's 10 on your side's Joe Fisher.
136. That's how many homicides were reported last year throughout Hampton roads. Police say more than 50% of those deaths can be traced back to gangs in some way. Fear, threats, intimidation are all reasons people get wrapped up in the lifestyle. The question left hanging in the balance is if that cycle of violence will ever stop.
A man shot and bleeding out in Newport News.
Police have linked a notorious house in Hampton to gang activity.
Day in and day out.
Well, now to a shooting investigation in Portsmouth.
Violence on city streets across Hampton roads.
The pain hurts.
Mario Bird's two friends were shot and killed in 2014.
Basically, you just need somebody to talk to.
The Warwick High School senior is now committed to restoring hope among his classmates.
Why do you think kids your age get themselves wrapped up into stuff like that?
Because I feel like it's all that they feel like they have. Because if you're in a gang, they feel like they support you.
Police say a sense of belonging, peer pressure, and family ties are all reasons why people, especially kids, are lured into gangs.
The gang recruiters aren't telling you, oh, by the way, you're going to be exposed to violence, you're going to get beat up, you're going to get shot at.
Newport News Police Chief Richard Myers says when there's a violent crime in his city, suspects can usually be tied to a gang. A 6-person team is tracking the city's 44 known gangs, more than 1,000 gang members.
Sometimes they just like the thrill, the rush of the crime. I can go out and I could steal a car and we can have this fun. Maybe the chance of me getting caught is slim. Money, power, respect is a big one in the gang world.
This gang detective, who asked us not to show his face, says a no snitching policy on the streets oftentimes makes it difficult for investigators to crack cases.
There's a code where if you confront another gang, you can be killed. I mean, there's beat downs, there's all kinds of rules and regulations. We have a lot of gang on gang violence in the city.
It's not just crime scenes associated with gangs, but the computer screen too. That includes recruiting members through social media. Police call them white-collar gangs.
The risk of violence is far less if you're stealing identity and working on the computer as opposed to sticking a gun in somebody's ribs.
If you think gangs are isolated to Newport News, think again. 10 on your side reached out to every police department in the region and learned there's 25 gangs in Norfolk, 21 apiece in Portsmouth and Chesapeake, and 15 gangs each in Hampton and Suffolk. Each gang ranges from just 3 members to 70 or more.
We've had them as young as 11. Out committing crimes.
We're trying to get them before they become a statistic, before they get caught up in the system.
Enter Gang Prevention Coordinator Miranda Eccles. Hired in 2013, Eccles runs a small team working to combat the growth of gangs in Newport News. The city spends roughly $1.1 million on gang prevention each year.
Because if you don't believe that you can be better, and no one has told you that you can do better, you walk around thinking that this is all that life has to offer me, and it's not.
The Youth and Gang Violence Prevention Office attempts to get young adults ages 12 to 24 involved in positive activities. That's the age Eccles says kids are at risk, exhibiting behaviors like committing crimes, staying out late, missing school, and generally being unproductive.
Get in your kids' business and find out what they're doing. Talk to their friends. Talk to their friends' parents. Be involved in the life of a child.
The cycle of violence can stop, she says. It's about education and kids not only learning from adults, but their peers.
A lot of people come up with the stereotype that you are a product of your environment. But in all honesty, you're a product of the decisions that you make.
So what about the future of gangs? Police say the criminal element is likely here to stay, but the hope is that through conversations and awareness just like this, that the root of the problem will eventually be weeded out. For a list of resources where you live, head over to wavy.com and click on this story. I'm Joe Fisher, 10 on your side.